hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
It's a Friday, time for Home Repairs and Solutions with Mark and Mary. Brought to you by Spring Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Amana dealer. And now here are your hosts. Good morning to you, Mary Pearson and Mark Withers.
Good morning, Dan.
Good to see you all.
Good to see you. Welcome back. We missed you.
Thank you. First day of summer, huh?
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to feel it.
First day, yeah.
It's supposed to be hot and humid.
I bet your phone's just ringing off the hook over there at
They are. We're
Spring Mountain
busy.
Air.
We be busy.
I bet.
That's okay. That's okay. That's good.
That's right.
Keeps
That's
us out of trouble. Well, sort of.
Well, we won't go there.
We won't go there.
Nah.
No, we won't go there. Well, I'm glad you're here today too, Mark.
Well, thank you, Mary. I'm glad you're here.
Well,
It's always the thrill of the week for me to get to sit in here with you and do this show. And
I know. My favorite hour of the week.
absolutely, mine too.
My favorite hour of the week. And, one of the things we do is we like to bring on local companies that have experts in the field of what they do and put them on the air and get some good information out to our listeners. Our listeners can call in with questions.
Yep,
If you have a question, please call when the professional is here.
that's right. That's right.
Because me and Mark don't know everything. So
Nope.
if you have a question, now is the time to get that answered and
That's true.
get you some help.
It is.
We might want to give those numbers out.
Let's do that. If you live here in Springfield, it's 862-9977. Toll free is 1-800-375-0056. Or we're so high-tech around here, you can even send us a text message at 417-838-3192, and we'll read your message on the air.
Yes, we will.
Yep. So yeah, it's a free call for no matter where, so we would love to hear from you. You know something I want to throw in before we get started here?
Okay.
And this, this kind of has to do with home repairs. Last Sunday at church, our pastor out there, Scott Watson, he's a faithful listener to the program out at River Bluff Fellowship. And he brought up in his sermon Sunday, and this applies to so many things, especially to home repairs. It's, people get the idea they need to do something. They need to do something around the house. They need to, have the bug situation taken care of, prune the trees or whatever. Getting started is a thing. Get started.
That's true.
Once you get started and do it, follow through and finish it. And that's, and that applies to so many things.
Yes, it does.
Whether it's your home, anything that we do, but especially home repairs. Sometimes we have trouble getting motivated to, fix that piece of gutter that's fallen off the house or paint or do whatever. Get started. Just do it.
That's right.
Just get started and do it.
Just get started.
That's the thing.
And, as human beings, a lot of times we procrastinate.
We do.
For lots of reasons. We don't
Yeah.
think we have time, or we just really don't want to do it, or it might be too hard, or it might cost too much money. Or we have a whole laundry list of reasons why we don't get started.
Right.
But listening to this show is a good way to get started.
Absolutely.
Because here is where you can get some good information. That way, when you get started, you're making good choices.
Yeah.
And we have professionals here who can help you get it done quickly and efficiently.
That's right. And there's always a professional out there that can help you.
That's right.
If you do, a lot of folks just aren't, mechanically inclined or whatever. They just, they really can't do anything. But there's a lot of people that they want to at least try.
Sure.
And don't ever be afraid to try, because if you get started and you run into problems, there's always a professional out there that's going to help you. Now, some things you need to call a professional to begin with.
Sure.
Heating and air.
Sure.
Don't
electrocute yourself.
Yeah, don't electrocute yourself. Dealing with electricians, and stuff like that. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to build that deck on the back.
Sure.
Or do those little things around the house. Just get started. Just do it. If you run into problems, there's always a professional out there that can help you.
There is.
And that's what we try to do right here every week.
That's right, we do. And the professional we have today is we've had them on the air before. We are excited to have them back. This is the time of year when a lot of folks are having issues.
Oh, yes.
With bugs.
Yeah.
And so we have Michael today from Bug Zero with us on the air to give you all kinds of great information on how to deal with these creepy crawling critters.
Oh, yes.
So welcome to the show, Michael.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. One of the things that I really don't like is bugs.
Oh, me neither.
I just don't care for them, and I certainly do not want them in my house.
Nope.
And I know that a lot of people have those issues, especially this time of year. It seems like it's more prevalent when we kind of change seasons, and then again in the fall, and you have different kinds of bugs and all this kind of stuff. And spiders are my least favorite. Spiders, and I don't like ants, and I don't like wasps. And I mean, they're okay outside. They belong outside. I don't want them inside. And you're the person that can help with that issue.
Yes, we've got solutions for all those that you just named. You know, we're getting a lot of calls about ants right now, so.
I'll bet you are. And we kind of talked about that a little bit before the show. And so when you're talking about ants, now there's different types of ants, but typically, is there just one type that gets into your home, or do you have lots of different ants that gets into your home?
We see a variety of ants in Missouri here, but the ones we deal with the most often are an odorous house ant. They're a small brown ant. You see them in the kitchens and your bathrooms a lot of times. That's probably the number one ant that we deal with. But then you've also got pavement ants. If you ever go out to your driveway and you see a little mound of dirt coming out of the expansion joint or a crack, that's a pavement ant.
I get those sometimes.
And then, especially if you've got mature trees near your house, you might have some carpenter ants. So that's probably the main three that we deal with most often.
So what do carpenter ants do? Do they eat wood? Why are they called carpenter ants?
Well, they use the wood or the tree or the house or whatever to excavate galleries where they have nests. They don't actually consume the wood.
Okay.
They just carve it out and make it a home and have more ants.
Industrious little critters, aren't they?
They are.
I really don't want those nesting in my siding.
I wish I could train some of those to work on some of my construction jobs. I'd be a lot better off.
And the odorous ants, those are those little tiny ones, right? The little bitty black ones.
Black
that run
or
around,
dark brown.
Yeah, that run around on your cabinet and all that kind of stuff in the kitchen. Is it real hard to get rid of those? I mean, can you typically get rid of those in one application, or how tough are they to get rid of? Because we've had those before, and it seems like they would be gone for a while, then they'd come back, and I don't know, they seem pretty tough to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, with any pest, but especially with the ants, the idea is you need to find the nest. You got to find the source. Where are they coming from? Where are they nesting? Where are they hiding? In your house, outside the house? Are they in the landscape, in the mulch? Are they underneath the splash block, by your gutter? Or are they in your crawl space around a support pier or underneath some visqueen that's in the crawl space? So you can direct product where you're seeing them, but you won't necessarily get fast results unless you can take it right to the source, which would be their nest. There's a lot of products out there that homeowners use as far as baits, and everyone's got a story about a certain bait that works or doesn't work, or a home remedy that they've read that they've spent months on, and then they didn't really get the results they wanted. So everyone's got a good ant story, but our ant stories end with there's no more ants. So
that's the story I like.
That's
a happy ending.
That's a happy ending. Yeah, it's true.
Now, you said one of the reasons why they seem to be so bad right now is because of all the rain and stuff we've had. So, what are they attracted to? Are they attracted? Why are they in the kitchen so much? I don't see them in other parts of the house, but they're mostly in the kitchen. And I always thought they were attracted to water. But is that not true? Are they getting away from the water, or what are they doing?
Well, it works both ways. With the abundance of rain we've had now, they had nest sites outside, probably, and the rain has forced them to move those nest sites. They're getting saturated. They don't want to be flooded, and they move to higher ground, and higher ground a lot of times is somewhere inside your house. As far as what they're attracted to, that actually changes throughout the year. In the springtime, it's usually sweets. In the winter or fall, it's proteins. So they're going to go naturally to where they can find food, and that's going to be kitchens. But it's not just that your kitchen has that, it's that there's access points to your kitchen with your plumbing. So that's really why we see them in bathrooms and kitchens first.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not that they need to use the restroom or need a meal. They're using the access points, which is your plumbing lines.
Oh, okay.
So that's the two common areas. And then once they get set up in the house, they could start to make nest sites in wall voids, cracks, crevices, and then they can spread really anywhere. But that's where they generally start.
So if you see ants in your kitchen, you better call Bug Zero and get them little boogers taken care of.
Yeah. Because if you don't, you'll have
everywhere.
ants in your pants.
Ants in your pants.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good thought.
No, not at all.
It's not a good thought.
No, but well, and I've noticed that. I mean, gosh, we've had a horrible ant problem. The other day, I was out, opened my garage door, and all along, where the expansion joint meets up with the garage floor, gosh, I had a trail of them just going back and forth and all around my front porch and everything. The only thing I had was some 7 dust, and I sprinkled that all through there, and it got rid of them. But of course, I couldn't do that inside. But they are a nuisance, that's for sure. But the plumbing pipes and stuff, I never gave that a thought that that's where they might be, coming in. So
me neither. I didn't know. I wasn't sure how they got in.
They'll use those plumbing penetrations also, cable and telephone lines that run in higher, up around the soffit and fascia area. They'll use those as access points as well. So you've got to kind of think 3-dimensional when you're looking for your ant nests.
Right. What outside? What do we need to be looking for right now? What are we up against as far as the Japanese beetles and things like that? Where are we in that time of year for bugs that attacks our plants and trees and everything outside?
We're right on the edge of Japanese beetles. Each year we get some Japanese beetles, and it kind of fluctuates. Some years are really bad, some years not so much, but there's always different parts of the Ozarks that experience more than others. But that's going to happen here the last part of June, early part of July. And the Japanese beetle, again, is that metallic green beetle that attracts your ornamental trees, trees and shrubs like your rose bushes and your crepe myrtles and your Japanese maples. And they fly in and they start to feed on those leaves. And pretty soon you've got perforated leaves or skeletonized leaves on those trees. So, each beetle doesn't eat much, but when they gang up on a tree, they can wipe it out pretty quick. So we're going to start seeing those soon. As far as remedies for that, we offer a couple of different things. When you see the first beetles show up, that would be the time to give us a call, and we can come out and make an application right there to the leaves and the foliage, and that'll get control. We have a really neat program, though, that actually addresses these before they show up. And the way that works is we treat the soil around the trees or shrubs in the fall for larger trees, and then in the spring for shrubs and bushes. And the product actually goes into the roots of the plant. It's taken up into the plant and is in the leaves. So when the first Japanese beetle shows up and he takes his first bite, he dies. He's controlled.
Really?
So,
wow.
But that's a systemic process, and it gives protection before you ever develop a problem. So that's that's really when you talk about being proactive. That's at the high end of being proactive. So
wow.
How long does that stay in the plant?
Each plant's gonna move up through the roots in the system and out through the leaves, and then through the breakdown of photosynthesis and everything else. You have to do that annually, yearly.
Okay, just annually. So
right.
as that plant develops new branches or leaves or whatever, it will go into that as well.
As long as we're in the same growing season.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, but we've got that as part of our Insectishield home package, where you can add this systemic treatment for all your plants and ornamentals, and then you've got control for those year round.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. And you can spend a lot of money on landscaping, and a lot of times those ornamental things are pretty pricey.
Yeah.
So you probably don't want to go to the work and effort and expense to plant that and then have some bug eat it.
Why, no.
That wouldn't.
Definitely not.
No. So I didn't realize that you could do something, though, that would treat the plant and protect the plant as it continued to grow. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't know that.
Nope.
Learn something new every day on this show, every Friday.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's good to know.
Yeah. What other bugs is a problem outside?
Well, we covered the ants, but we're also getting a lot of calls for spiders, silverfish, brown recluse, especially for the spiders.
Right.
Some mosquito calls starting to come. So,
what do you do for mosquitoes? Because I've noticed the mosquitoes already, and they seem pretty big already. That mosquitoes do that land on you. I don't know why they seem so big, but how do you treat a mosquito situation?
Well, it's multi-phase, really. A lot of these mosquito larvae lays dormant in the soil over the winter. As long as they've got moisture in the soil, the larva will stay there. And then as we get more rain in the spring, which we've had, and the warm temperatures, it just goes to help them mature faster and hatch into an adult. Really, the first thing you need to do is look for anywhere on your property that's holding stagnant water or a lot of moisture where they can actually survive. If you can eliminate those areas, you're going to have less that are actually reproducing on your property. Then as far as control on our end, we do offer applications to the trees and bushes and around the house and all those areas where when they visit your property, they're landing on those trees and those bushes and basically wait there, to be bothersome when you're having your cookout or your picnic or whatever. So we can put some product on those areas where they're going to rest. But again, if you can eliminate areas that are attractive to them in the first place, you're going to be ahead of the game.
Right.
The one thing that makes it a little bit hard with mosquitoes, since they fly, you can't control where they're going to come and go, is all the neighboring properties. If you've done everything you can at your house, but your neighbor's got a bird bath that they never change the water in, or you've got a retaining ditch in the neighborhood somewhere that's holding water and nobody's addressing it. Those kind of things will make the job a little bit harder, but we can manage it. Really, suppression is what we're looking for. Suppress them to a level that you can be outside and enjoy your outdoor activities during the summer.
Okay.
I was going to ask you about bird baths and like water fountains and that type of thing. I would think that would be a place where they would be attracted to. So what's the best way to handle that? If your water's moving, does that help or not? Or does it matter?
Yes, if you can get some movement or current in there, the larva can't survive.
Okay.
So a percolator, or if you've got a bird bath and you can put a cheap battery operated fountain in it, or a windmill or something that moves that, that's great. The other thing would just be to change it out frequently. Every other day, every 3 days, something like that. Just pour it out, put fresh water in, and then nothing can get established in there.
Okay.
Now, does for years we've seen these citronella candles and people burn all this stuff when they're out barbecuing and stuff. Does that really work to repel mosquitoes and stuff?
You can read articles both ways on that. Marginal, I would say marginal at best.
Right.
Anytime that you've got light, you're going to attract more pests to the light. So you've got the light of a candle or light of a torch or maybe a bug zapper or something like that. You're killing them or you that sort of thing, but you're not necessarily making the problem any better. The only over-the-counter product that I've seen that really does work that I can say you can stand behind is that Thermacell mosquito equipment that they sell at like outdoor stores for fishing and camping and that sort of thing.
Right.
Those do work good. They seem to keep the mosquitoes at a distance that you can go about your activities and not worry about getting bit.
Really?
So, yeah, nobody likes to spend a bunch of money on those smelly candles or slather themselves in pesticide and that sort of thing, spraying your clothes and spraying yourself. That's no fun. So, so with a little suppression outside and managing your property, I think you'll be happy.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. So
I always wonder about those citronella candles.
Yeah,
because you burn those and at the end there's like a gazillion mosquitoes in there. I'm like, are we attracting them or what are we doing here?
Yeah. I've always wondered that. If they do give up enough fume or whatever to get rid of them or kill them, I just didn't know. I didn't know if they ever did any good or not. So
I don't know. Isn't there a mosquito plant too that's supposed to distract them or something? Maybe I'm dreaming that. I don't know. But I thought you could get a mosquito plant.
I've heard of that. Yeah, but
I don't know if they work or not either. But
nope.
Don't know where you get them. Don't know. I just have heard of them, so I don't know.
That's right. 862-9977, 1-800-375-0056. Or if you want to send us a text message, 417-838-3192. We'd love to hear from you. And this is a good show. Everybody has bug problems.
Everybody.
Some kind or another.
Yeah.
And another thing, is there anything that you can do for dirt daubers and wasps and stuff?
Yep. Again, we've got exterior applications, especially with wasp, that contain some garlic as well. And garlic's a natural repellent.
Really?
And we get really good results with that. We'll mix a garlic concentrate, garlic concentrate with our product. And hit those areas where they're attracted, those eaves and around doorways and all those problem areas in your garage door corners and that sort of thing. And we really find that they don't stick around long, and they don't end up building nests there. So, and you've got the great smell of garlic for a while. It smells like a pizzeria for a little bit around your house.
There we go.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
No.
I've noticed though that I had some around the eaves and stuff of our deck. So whatever the red ones are, those are mean. I hate them red ones. The black ones don't seem to buzz you so much, but them red ones will come after you.
Yeah, they're pretty aggressive.
They're aggressive little boogers.
They're more aggressive than a paper wasp, which is your dark brown or black with the yellow on the abdomen. But the red wasp is very aggressive.
Yeah, I just do not like them things at all. And I had them, and my neighbor had them, and there were several that had them, and I'm not sure what happened, but they don't seem to be as bad now as they were, and I didn't do anything. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with these things, but I don't like those either. But we
Not
do
at
have
all.
a caller.
We do. Let's talk to Sherry in Hollister. Go ahead, Sherry.
Good morning. I'm out going to garage sales, driving around and hearing part of your program. You're talking about bugs.
Yeah.
We are.
I have a pitcher plant, which is the greatest bug catcher, hanging on my back porch. It catches everything. Spiders, mosquitoes, ants, whatever goes by.
What's it called?
It's a pitcher plant.
Pitcher
I actually
plant.
bought it in Florida. Very easy to grow in Missouri. The pitchers grow to 3 to 4 inches long. Some of them are smaller. And you
Wow.
pour a little bit of water in the pitcher. And they just catch all sorts of bugs.
Now, are you saying pincher or pitcher? Like
Pitchatr is
pitcher.
in a pitcher of water.
Wow.
You
I've
can
never
look
heard of that.
online. If you look online, type in pitcher plants, you can see what they are. Very unique.
Wow.
Lots of fun to grow, easy to grow.
Uh-huh.
Survives the winter in the house, all summer outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
that was just a little something I thought of I would call.
Well, cool.
So do you have that in like a hanging plant, or do you plant it in landscaping? Or
Yes. No, you hang it. I have it hanging on my back porch, and it gets a lot of sun during the day. Not full sun, but a lot
Okay.
of sun. And it's in a very small pot, actually planted in, I think, a moss-type mixture. They told me they're very easy to start. When I've trimmed mine off, I've always just thrown it away. But they
I'll
say
be
they're
darned.
very easy to start. So
and you
a
found
very
this in
unique
Florida?
I did buy it in Florida, yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just thought I would pass that along.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that with us, Sherry.
Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Interesting.
yes, it is.
Never heard of that.
Yep.
We'll have to check into that.
Yep, that's right. It's time right now to take a little break.
It is, but don't worry. We'll be right back shortly with more home repairs and solutions.
Here's news on the Ozarks News Network. A man who allegedly threatened an employee with a gun when caught shoplifting at Battlefield Mall is facing first-degree robbery and theft charges. Police say 32-year-old Robert Ruffner Jr. was carrying 2 boxes of tennis shoes out of the J.C. Penney store when he was stopped by a store employee. The employee let him go when he pulled a gun. Police used a surveillance video to identify the suspect. Plans have been released for Springfield's 23rd annual 4th of July parade. The theme of the parade will be Embracing the Past, Enhancing the Future. It will step off at 10 a.m. from Central High School and end with a public celebration at Washington Park. Drury University's new president, Dr. David Manuel, will serve as Grand Marshal. And the Arkansas State Medical Examiner has ruled the death of a man in Flippin a homicide. The body of 61-year-old Ronald McCorkle was found at a home on Crooked Creek Road earlier this month. Marion County deputies are still trying to find a suspect. For the Ozarks News Network, I'm Arlen Summers.
Who's got ribs? And not just any ribs, the best tasting, succulent, juiciest, fall off the bone ribs you've ever tasted before. Hagen Sauce. That's right, Hagen Sauce in the Southern Hills Shopping Center, where this Friday only, get a delicious, mouth-watering half rack of barbecued smoked ribs for just $9.95. Hagen Sauce. Barbecue smoked ribs all day Friday for just $9.95. Where? Hagen Sauce. On East Sunshine in the Southern Hills Shopping Center, or online at HagenSauce.com. Don't forget, this Friday, a $9.95 half rack of ribs only at Hagen Sauce on East Sunshine, Springfield.
Did you know that the Discovery Center is now open 7 days a week? And that means every day, all summer long. It's going to be a blast. New hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 to 6, and 1 to 5 on Sundays. New for the summer at the Discovery Center is Moneyville, an interactive exhibit that teaches money lessons while having family fun. See you this summer, 7 days a week at the Discovery Center, located at 438 East St. Louis Street in downtown Springfield, or online at discoverycenter.org.
And the Cardinals are the Texas League champions here in 2012.
The Springfield Cardinals are back at Hammons Field for their 9th season. Come out to the ballpark every Friday night for Friday Night Fireworks, presented by AM Pyrotechnics. The future of Cardinals baseball is right here, right now. Visit SpringfieldCardinals.com or call 417-863-2143 and get your tickets today. Escape to Cardinals baseball.
A little bit of sunshine for the first day of summer today, but we do see a shower or thunderstorm around. High of 91, cloudy and humid for tonight, low of 71. More showers or thunderstorms in spots by the afternoon tomorrow. Otherwise, some sunshine, remaining warm and humid as we start the weekend, high of 88. Plenty of sunshine, humid again on Sunday, high 91. I'm AccuWeather's Jason Lord.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
And you're listening to Home Repairs and Solutions with Mark and Mary, brought to you by Spring Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Amani dealer. And once again, Mary Pearson and Mark Withers, and we're talking about bugs today.
Yes, we are.
We are. Welcome back, everyone.
Good to be back.
It's always good to be back.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we haven't done, and I want to start the half with it, is we want to give out Bug Zero's contact information.
Yep.
We have these people listening, and they might have these bug problems, and they don't know how to get a hold of you.
Well, you can reach us at 417-831-7378. And you can also find us at bugzero.com and on Facebook.
There you go. Lots of ways to get a hold of them.
That's
so
right.
Don't
Yeah.
be fighting these bugs on your own. Just get someone out there to get rid of them.
You can call down there and talk to Connie.
Yeah.
I hadn't talked to Connie in years. I had to ask about her, make sure she's still there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still there.
So, still there. You know, Bug Zero's been around for several years now.
23 years.
23 years. There we go.
And, of course, you know, Ivan is usually Ivan Eftink. This is one that's always been on the program, but it's a treat to have you on here. Me and Ivan go way back and to, you know, when I used to do the show years ago. And it was always a treat because you guys over there are so well trained and so professional. You know what you're talking about. You know, I never seen, I always called him the guru of bugs because, you know, but it's not like you just go out in the field with a jug of bug killer and you just start spraying. You actually know what you need to use, you know,
for each bug.
For each bug, you know, and it's just amazing that Ivan's did a great job training you guys. And you've been there for what?
14
years. And that's amazing. That's great.
We've got a great group of guys. We spend a lot of time training and learning and finding the best ways to do things and finding the best products. And everyone there is just really customer service oriented.
Right. And you're very professional. When you pull up on the job, you're neat, you're clean, the trucks are nice. It's just a complete package there. And I think that's so cool.
It is. And, you know, especially when you're inviting someone to come to your home and onto your property.
Sure.
You know, it's real important to make sure that you know that's who they are when they get there and that you're comfortable with letting those people in your house and on your property and that type of thing. And so, you know, what we try to do here on Home Repairs and Solutions is we try to make sure that when we have someone on the show that they're a good company, that they give good service, and that they're trustworthy.
Right.
And that you can be confident when you call them that you're going to get good service and you're not going to have any worries.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, we have had a couple that has kind of fooled us. And they are not on the program anymore. They're not on Mary's list anymore, and we don't recommend them.
Yeah.
But we like your feedback. You know, if you call Bug Zero and you were satisfied or dissatisfied, let us know.
Sure.
I mean, we need to know that kind of stuff.
We check people out, in companies the best that we can, but there's just me and Mark, and, we haven't personally used everybody every time, but we are really diligent about making sure that it's someone that we are comfortable referring to our listeners.
Right.
And, we might get stumped once in a while, but for the most part, and if that happens, they're gone quickly.
Yeah.
Our Mark and Mary's list.
A Mark and Mary's list, that's
and
right.
And it's not the good list, let me tell you. It's a list I won't say on air, but,
if you're on Mary's list, you're good. If you get on Mark and Mary's list, you're probably not so good.
That's right. That's right. That is true. So, we were talking before the show started, and this is a topic that I don't think any of us really like to think about, but it is a growing problem, and that's bed bugs.
Indeed, we're seeing a lot of bed bug activity in the tri-state area. Really, more and more each year. It's really big boom here lately.
Tell us a little bit about what to look for, where they come from, and
what to do about
them.
Well, people are really at their highest risk is generally when they travel, staying in hotels and motels. The hospitality industry has really struggled with it. And it's unfortunate. There's not a whole lot that they can do to be proactive. They get travelers in from all parts of the world, and bed bugs get introduced. Maybe they don't get identified quickly, and then you are unfortunately the one that stays in the room, and they're easily transported. So, generally, when I'm talking about bed bugs to anybody, I will start with the basics of what they look like, their size. They're small, red to reddish brown. An adult's a little bit smaller than an apple seed, and then I tell them where to look. When you go to a hotel or motel, you can't really just walk in, flop down on the bed after a long trip. Those days are long gone. It's once you arrive at the hotel, it's time to get to work. If you'll take your luggage and put it on a hard surface, maybe in the bathroom or something like that, leave it there, or if you can leave it in your vehicle until you've got the room inspected, that's great. And then you get busy. I mean, you take off all the sheets carefully and you inspect the mattress edges and the tufts and in between the mattress and the box spring. You check out the headboard. A lot of times in these hotels, you can lift the headboard right off the wall. And what you're looking for is you're looking for the bugs themselves. You're also looking for dark red or brown spotting, which is blood that's left behind after they've fed on someone else. And you just do a real thorough look through. And if you find any of that or you're suspect on any of that, well, you head down to the front and try to be discreet. We always try to be discreet because, again, it's not anything that they've done wrong or anything that they can be doing anything about necessarily. Report it, and most generally, all of the stories I've heard, they'll take good care of you. Get you a different room or whatever needs to be done. Yeah. So, and then they contact their pest control company, hopefully, and get in there and do a treatment. So that's probably one of the biggest areas, obviously, is when you're traveling. But some other things that people need to think about, really, especially with the garage sale season coming on, anytime you're buying anything from anybody that you don't know, whether it be out of their garage or off Craigslist or eBay, anything like that, you just don't know. They may have bed bugs. They may have a bed bug problem at home. We've seen it happen this way before. So anything that you purchase from a garage sale or online that is a soft good that shows up at your house or you bring to your house, if you can get that in the dryer and put it in there on high heat for at least 30 minutes, then you can deal with it and you can wash it and do whatever you want with it. But get it in that dryer, kill any stages of that bed bug that might be in that stuff, and go from there. But you want to be wary. You want to know what you're looking for. And like I said, our website, bugzero.com, we've got an entire page dedicated to bed bugs, and there's travel tips. There's information, where to look, what they look like. All the information you need is there. And again, if you have any questions at all, you can call our office. Right.
Now, as a traveler, is there anything that we could take with us to spray the bedding or around the bed or anything that might help? And I know if you're flying, that's a whole different story because there's things that you can't take.
That ain't going to happen.
But if you're driving or whatever, is there anything that just any kind of preventive,
They market some things for that, but again, I think a lot of it is smoke and mirrors.
Sure.
a lot of things that the EPA doesn't even recognize, and a lot of times when they find those products that are hoaxes, they'll make them stop producing them. But I think your time's better spent with get a good flashlight, a good small flashlight that you can really bright small flashlight, and flashlights are getting better and better every day.
Oh,
So
yeah.
a small bright flashlight, and maybe a hand lens. Something that you can look in those cracks and crevices of the headboard, or there's all that quilting on the mattress. If you can take a look at that you'd be better invest your time and money in something like that than a spray, because again, who really wants to spray anything where I'm going to be laying my head tonight?
Absolutely.
So
that's true.
Well, something else you told us when we were talking about these earlier is that once they bite you, because I was wondering. I've never been bit by them or had an issue with them, but I was wondering if they would make your skin itch. And one of the things you said that oftentimes that doesn't show up until like 7 days after they've bit you.
With bed bugs, there's a delayed reaction as far as the bite marks showing up. So yeah, you could stay a night in a hotel or a week or whatever, and then get home and discover you've got an issue. So that makes it even harder and a little. It's more worrisome as well. And then the bites themselves, it's like any other insect bite. It's going to affect everybody just a little bit different. You might get stung by a bee and be all right. I might get stung by a bee and need to go to the emergency room. You never really know. So the welts or the bite marks are going to be a little bit different on everybody. But by the time you've got those, it's kind of too late.
Too late.
Yeah, it's too late. So invest in a good flashlight and spend the time necessary. I know it's not something you want to do once you've been road weary and you've got your hotel room and you just want to sack out, but really spend that extra 10, 15, 20 minutes and make sure it's a safe place for you to spend the night.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a text here just a little bit ago, and one of the questions was, I got informed to tell you that your AARP card came in the mail today.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
And today is Mary's birthday.
No, it's
happy
not.
Happy birthday.
That's what I was told.
Someone lied to you. It's actually Sunday.
Is it Sunday? Okay.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Okay. Well, it's her birthday weekend then. So, and I bet you can't guess who told me to ask you about the AARP.
Oh yeah, I know exactly who texted you.
It wasn't me.
No, I know. I think it's someone I know named Nathan.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah. How did I know that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A day or two early, but that's all right.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
So, yeah, 29.
39.
39.
I'm 39.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
you look 29.
For the however many times it's been now. But that's been my number for a number of years now, so it's all good. But thank you, son, for texting that in.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He's a good guy.
Yep. Today is the first day of spring, though. I was almost a spring baby.
You mean summer?
I mean summer.
Yeah.
Summer. First day of summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was almost the first day of summer baby, but missed it by 2 days.
Well,
it's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Well, happy birthday anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Mark.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. Why are ticks so bad this year?
There's a few reasons, and that is, we don't have very harsh winters hardly anymore.
No.
So a lot of insects, including ticks, are able to make it through the winter. And the more that make it through, the more you start with, and the chain reaction starts. People are spending more time outdoors. People are spending more times at parks and lakes and things like that. They're spending times in areas where they're going to get exposed. We're planting more trees, more urbanization. I mean, we're moving into areas that were once fields or prairies, and now they're subdivisions. So there's a variety of reasons, and yes, we are getting a lot of calls about that.
Is Lyme's disease still pretty prevalent?
I think it's out there. I have not heard or seen anything from the health department this year. Usually they'll give a report that how many cases in Missouri. I'm not even sure what it was last year. If either of you seen, but that's always something. If you've spent time outdoors or in an area where you think you've had activity, it's again, spend the time to inspect and make sure you don't have a tick that's set on you. Because the longer they're set and feeding, moving liquids back and forth, that's when you can be prone to getting disease and infection. So the earlier you find a tick on you, if you can get it off quickly, that's best.
The ones that I really hate are the seed ticks. It's
Oh,
like you
yeah.
have like an army marching up your leg.
Yeah.
Those are really disgusting and
Oh,
really
yes.
hard to
Yeah.
make sure you get all of them off of you. Is there anything that's really effective that you can spray on yourself to keep you from getting those? Maybe I should use Frontline on me like I do my dog.
There's a couple of products. You want to look for the one where you actually treat your clothing. You can
Oh, okay.
You can lay your clothes out. Say you're going to go to the lake this weekend, or you're going to trim some trees, or work in the garden. Lay your clothes out and make the application to the clothes and let it dry,
Instead
and then
of
they're
your
ready the
skin.
next day. Yeah, then it's not on your skin.
Oh, okay.
And it works just as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
That's good to know because I didn't know that. But yeah, ticks are not good. My husband one time actually got Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and it's not fun. You don't want to get that.
No.
So fortunately, the doctor knew exactly what it was, and he got proper treatment. So I was grateful for that. But yeah, it's ugly. It's not something you want to get. So be aware of that when
There's
you're out.
something else called ehrlichiosis from tick bites.
Really?
Ehrlichiosis.
I've never heard of that.
I had that 3 years ago.
Really?
That's not something you want to get either.
Okay. How's that different from Rocky Mountain spotted
I'm not
fever?
sure.
Oh.
My understanding is Rocky Mountain fever is more west, and Lyme disease is more north. Ehrlichiosis is more through here, although I think they can all get in this area.
Huh.
But it's not something you want to you want to be careful with it.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get a bite from an insect like that and you're having any kind of bad reaction, I would suggest you get some medical treatment. Mm-hmm. Because you just never know where that's going to take you, and probably take you somewhere you don't want to go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Another thing, and I run into this a lot, being in the construction business, and, we buy a lot of older homes and foreclosed homes, this, that, and the other, is fleas. And a person that has pets may not realize they have fleas until the pet's not there, and then you walk in, and I've been in the situation where my feet would actually turn black because of the amount of fleas in there. For someone who has pets, besides getting the pet treated, at the vet and everything, is there anything else that they can do to prevent fleas in their house?
They do have veterinarians do carry some products for you to use in your house, and the big thing is that any of those active ingredients in those pesticides, it's important that it contain an insect growth regulator. And basically what that is, it's sort of birth control for the pest. And that will last for up to 7 months with most products. So if you made an application in your home, you could have 7 months of protection, which is really good. Again, we've got some service offerings for fleas that we can do that. We actually have a program where we make that application again ahead of time, being proactive, like we talked about earlier. Make that application in December, January before you have any issue whatsoever, and then you've got it in place. So if fleas do get introduced, there's active ingredient there that will control the flea, and then you've got the insect growth regulator in there as well, so they can't reproduce indoors. But again, starting with the pet and a veterinarian and learning the process. Right. Be aware and be proactive.
Tell us, before we run out of time here, tell us a little bit about your program. It's called
Insectishield.
Insectishield. And kind of tell us how that works.
It's an all-inclusive package that really is going to give you protection from any pests that you can think of that might be a problem at your home or in your yard.
Okay.
It's designed to be really environmentally friendly. Our focus is preventing pests on the outside before they can make their way inside the house. And the way we start the program, we come out during an initial visit, and we treat from top to bottom, your attic, your crawl space or basement, your entire living space, and we're focusing our products in those areas where pests harbor. Cracks, crevices, wall voids, plumbing penetrations. Those are areas where they're going to live and breed, so let's get our products there. Those are also areas that you're not going to come into contact with, your kids aren't going to come into contact with, and your pets aren't going to come in contact with. So that's that's important as far as the safety guideline goes. So we do that, and then we back it up every 60 days throughout the rest of the year. We're visiting the property, and we're doing high-volume exterior applications, targeting mulch and grass and trees and shrubs and all those areas, and we create a barrier around the house so that nothing moves in. It also includes outdoor rodent control. Mice are everywhere. Whether you're whether you're in a subdivision or out in the woods, they're everywhere. Very adaptable mammal. It includes that outdoor protection. It allows mice to feed on baits that we have out there in tamper-resistant stations, and you don't ever get mice in the house. And the last thing, and probably one of the best things, it's just kind of included, makes this package really nice, is that we do termite monitoring. We start a program, whether you've had termites or not, whether you think you need termite protection or not, we're going to monitor for it. And when our technicians are there on that 60-day interval, they're going to also check those monitors. And if there's ever any termite activity, we're going to do the treatment there at no additional fee. It's a easy, level pay.
Wow.
Get set up. Like you started the show with talking about being proactive, make the decision, get started.
Sure. Yeah.
Once you get started and you get on the program, you don't have to think about anything or worry about anything ever again. It's going to be taken care of.
That's awesome.
There's no additional fees.
That is awesome.
You don't have to do anything. There's only that one scheduled interior treatment per year, unless you need more. If you need more, you want us to come in, great, we'll do it. But as far as convenience, safety, and effectiveness, can you beat those three things?
No, not when it comes to bugs. That's
no,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Michael, give out your number one more time in case someone missed it the first time.
Our number there at Bug Zero is 417-831-7378.
There you go. For all your bug issues. And no one likes bugs in the house. I don't care who you are. You don't like bugs in your house.
No, not at all.
Well, we're down to about a couple minutes left, I think. So what you got going on this weekend, Mr. Mark?
Well, actually, I got to go to Hoxie, Arkansas. For any,
there must be a very specific
reason. You can tell
reason.
I'm real excited about going to Hoxie, Arkansas. So now we got a family reunion down there, and other than that, that'll be about it. Oh, our TV tapings. We started our
last week, wasn't it?
Yep, last week went fantastic.
Good.
And so we're really excited, and the show date is going to be September 8th. We're going to be on 6:30 on a Sunday. That'll be on a Sunday, and that's the night our program's going to run. So I'll give you more information about that. But we tape again this next Friday night, a week from today. And that's just going super. We're just so excited about that.
That is a fun new venture for you. I'm excited to see how that works out.
And then in about 2 weeks, starting July 4th, 5th, and 6th, got the big Starvey Creek Bluegrass Festival at Conway I'll be at. And so
you won't be here.
I won't be here that day.
You're going to leave me stranded.
I am.
That's how you are.
I know it. But so anyway, this weekend, just Hoxie, Arkansas.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. So what are you going to do?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to go to a wedding in Stockton with my girlfriend. And then after that, I'm not sure. Whatever I want to, I guess. Since it's my birthday. Isn't that how that works?
That's right. It's your birthday.
I'm not sure.
You get to do what you want.
I'd like to go on a boat ride.
That would be fun.
So I'm thinking, we might be getting a boat out.
There you go.
That'd be okay.
Be a great weekend for it.
Yep, it sure would.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, I appreciate you being our guest today. Thank you so much for all the great information and coming and spending some time with us. And thanks for everyone for listening.
Yeah. Tell Ivan we said hi. We missed him, but you did a great job.
Will do. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Well, this is Home Repairs and Solutions. We're heard every Friday morning from 10 to 11 right here on AM 560 KWTO.
Home Repairs and Solutions. They'll fit